All right, we have some wet little beans here. They've been soaking for a while, and there's a wet little bean. It's what happens when you soak beans. They swell up. Also, the seed coat around the outside becomes loose, so you can take it off. So there's the seed coat, and here's what's inside the seed coat. And so we know all about seed coats. Now, what's inside the seed? Embryo and endosperm, right? Not exactly. Everything you're looking at here inside the seed coat, that was inside the seed coat, believe it or not, is 100% embryo. Oh my goodness. Well, Professor, that looks like that's a baby root here. That's a baby leaf right there. Yeah, but all the rest of this is connected until we kind of broke it in half there. Yeah, it's all embryo. 100% embryo. You said, what happened to the endosperm? Well, it was all used up in the process of this seed development, the maturation of this seed. And so at maturity, these type of seeds, a bean type seed, is essentially 100% embryo. Now let's look at this diagram. Here we got the outside, here we got the inside, kind of broken in half. We got some words we don't need to know, but it's all embryo, including these cotyledons plural. Oh my goodness, what are the cotyledons? Well, those are the two large halves. There, at least a little part here. Yeah, it's kind of a baby root and a baby leaf, but it's all connected. These two large halves are cotyledons plural. So a bean type seed is not a monocot type seed. It's a dicot seed. Two cotyledons. Here we see it again. Here's a cotyledon. Here's a cotyledon. Here's that baby little root and leaf that we saw before. Two cotyledons. You don't have to know these words, radicle or plumule, but you do need to know that these are the two cotyledons. We have a dicot seed here. What happens to the cotyledons as the little bean plant develops? Well, here's our two cotyledons. Here's the seed coat coming off. We look later, and the cotyledons have withered. Why is that? Because all the food that was stored in the cotyledons went into helping this little plant develop and become big enough to turn green, produce some green leaves, and what? Make its own food. So, what's the function of these cotyledons in the development of a plant? Food storage. Food storage. And so, food is stored in them. Of course, people like to eat beans because there's food stored in them. But that food was the plant. What the plant had in mind, so to speak, was to provide enough food from these cotyledons to allow the bean plant to get big enough to where it could make its own food. Oh my goodness! Speaking of beans, we're talking about which plant family? Legume family. Now, there's plenty of bean type seeds that aren't in the legume family. By bean type seeds, I mean seeds that are essentially 100%, they're dicot, and the mature seed is essentially 100% embryo. But here's another bean type seed. Fact is, it's in the legume family. Peanuts. Wow, what is that? That is a what? It's a seed. What's that brown outer coat? The seed coat. And what must this be here? Believe it or not, that's the fruit. That's the fruit, an inedible fruit, but it developed from a flower ovary, so it's a fruit. And what do we have here? Oh my goodness, we have peanuts. We have the shell, which is a fruit, and we have peanuts with and without the seed coat on it. And so the seed coat, and here's the inside. What's inside the seed coat? Again, what is it inside the seed coat? It is an embryo. There it is, 100% embryo. And the two large halves of a bean type seed are called what again? Cotyledons. What does cotyledon mean again? Seed leaf. Seed leaf. Let's look at the actual slide. This is of a castor bean. Castor bean. In most places on this specimen, the seed coat is missing. It's sometimes you see it, but most of the time you see what's inside the seed coat. So if this is a bean type seed, we're looking at 100% what? Embryo. So what are we looking at? Well, here's the part that you might think is the embryo, but it's all connected. And so this is going to be on each side the beginning of the two large halves, and this right up the middle is the baby plant that will grow up and down. And so we have what on each side of this slide? Cotyledons. What do we have in the middle? Well, there's some fancy terms for it. We'll just say it's the embryo proper. It's probably not a very good term, but we have kind of a little apical meristem right here.
and that would grow up, and the part below that would grow down. And what would these cotyledons be doing? They'd be the food that's stored in these cotyledons would be moving into this developing part of the plant right here. And so we go up higher. Uh, what's this on either side again? The cotyledons. Here's our baby bean plant with its kind of baby leaves. Here's the very top. You can see the top of the two little baby leaves right there. And uh, and so out here though, it's all cotyledon. There's a big cotyledon over here and a big cotyledon over here. We come around the left side, and this is the left cotyledon, the way we're looking at it. What must this be right here? We can see some of the seed coat. And so there you have it. That's how bean type seeds develop. Again, the cotyledons function in what? What's their function? Food storage. Food storage. There's one last picture. The two big cotyledons, food storage, storage that will be fed into this developing plant. This part will grow up, this part will grow down. And these cotyledons will do what? As this grows down and this grows up, they will wither as their food is moved into this growing part of the little plant. All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A bean type seed, which is a monocot or a dicot. Dicot. Bean type seed, two cotyledons, dicot. All right, that's it. Bye bye.